Something about the Halo music gets me going, and that's exactly why we're gonna talk about Halo. Hey, welcome, scholars, to the counselor's office. If it's your favorite Peter Griffin cosplayer. I'm gonna ride this joke to the end, by the way. It's gonna absolutely happen. But yeah, I figured this would be a great time to jump into a intro for your faces. We're live on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, obviously, and we're recording. We are going to be talking about Halo. Halo is by far one of my favorite franchises of all time. I would place it above Destiny and like anything else. Like that, Halo has a part of my heart that will never go away. But there has been some drama recently. I'm gonna change the music for now. Yeah, there's been drama. In fact, when I first reacted to Halo Combat Evolved, there was a lot of backlash, not from my video, but about the release. And I've kind of sat on it and kind of simmered on it a little bit. And I see what people are talking about. I think personally, I'm so desperate for a good Halo, or for any kind of Halo, that I gravitated to seeing Halo, 1 being remade. I was excited. However, there's news that have been coming out that kind of does have me worried. And so we're going to check it out. We're going to watch a YouTuber that I've never reacted to. We're going to be checking out Penguin, I think it's Penguins Zero, but it's Moistcritical. Like, I've never actually reacted to any of his actual videos. I think I've seen him talked about. I've seen people mention him. I've never reacted, but a couple days ago he did react to Just When You Thought It Couldn't Get Worse. And again, I think that's referring back to the Halo Combat Evolved not meeting people's expectations. A lot of people who played it did like it, so I don't know. But we will be reacting to this video by Moistcritical. Already has 1.3 million. Before we jump in, the link will always be down below for you to try out and to check out and see what you think. Give it a like. Overall, by the way, I love the setup. It's a little too bland for me, but I do like the setup with all the stuff going on. And is that a fucking claw machine? That's sick. Okay, I would like to have an arcade machine, but I know how much those cost because you get them at Walmart. Complete tangent. But anyways, let's stop the music. We're gonna jump in, and I don't know, man. I'm gonna try not to be biased because I really want Halo to pop off. So I'm going to tell you right now, I do have biasm, but I'm cognitive about it. So I'm going to hopefully, no way, the content creator of the year, Mr. Moist. Oh, that's right. That's right. He won. We watched that. He won content creator of the year. That's right. I can't forgot about that. All right. So we're going to jump in and see what's going on.
There is no community more accustomed to bad news than the Halo community.
I would argue the Bungie community.
Halo and bad news goes together like French fries and ketchup. It's basically all you ever get from Halo is more doom and gloom that just puts a big frown on your face.
That also sounds like Destiny.
And it is just so sad to see. And just when you think that it has hit rock bottom and can't get worse for the franchise, they always find new lows. Most recently with their potential big investment into Gen AI for the upcoming Halo titles, which we'll dive into.
Hold on, I'm going to do everyone a solid because I feel like this might not be great. All right, problem solved. He should be louder now.
Into in a moment. But for over a decade now, Halo has been in such a sorry state for what was once a juggernaut in the gaming space, an absolute trailblazer, a powerful IP that the world knew and respected. Halo has been reduced to just kind of like a sad queef and like an afterthought in the modern day and age.
Did he just... I mean, he's not wrong. I would not necessarily have said that. Finley, thank you for the $3. Appreciate you. I'll give you your boop-a-doop later, okay, after the recording. He's not wrong. Halo was the shit. Everywhere was Halo. People were talking about Halo. People were going from a current college student, hey, good luck on the studies. Enjoy the New Year's. Halo was all over the place. And I think people don't understand, especially people who love to like there's the Bungie Halo fans, and then there's the 343 Halo fans. And the 343 Halo fans don't understand why the Bungie Halo fans continue to look down on them and continue to essentially shit on their parade. And it's because they have no idea. They're going through a generation of not understanding the impact and the in the moment, how much Halo defined gaming. Halo 2 was the first, I think, it was the first live multiplayer for Halo series with Xbox Live. And then you had Halo 3, which I think was the pinnacle of Halo, in my opinion. If you say 2, we can still be friends because I'm not going to say you're wrong. But absolutely, Halo 3 is my favorite. But Halo 3 was so hyped. The commercials, you had so much promotion and excitement behind it. Like, we could go on and break down how impactful the Halo series had on the first-person shooter series. And now Halo is what I would have said a floppy turd in the wind. What he said definitely works too.
The only time you hear Halo brought up nowadays is when there's new information like this about Gen AI and how it's going to be crucial to upcoming Halo titles, and people shooting spitballs at it and making a mockery of the 343 Halo decade that we've been unfortunately subjected to.
I'm pausing. We're only a minute and I'm pausing a lot. I don't know. I'm going to say right now, I'm going to absolutely 100% be honest. I don't know AI and the impact to the degree that some other people do. So I don't have like a massive stake other than I hate the fact that it's increasing the prices of RAM and GPU. And I hate that for some, it is a easy way to do things. Now, I know that AI is not one and the same and is not used in the same way. And so my hope is that if they are using AI as a support, I'm okay, but I'm very, very, very skeptical because I have never seen anything from AI that has turned out exceptionally well.
Even when they do have a win, like Halo Infinite's multiplayer on launch, a lot of people, myself included, really enjoyed the Infinite multiplayer. The problem was they released it in such a bare-bones state and didn't tend to it for about 2 years. So you can spend like 3 weeks grinding it and you basically finish everything Halo Infinite's multiplayer had to offer, and they didn't add anything or up.
And what he's not saying is that when they did add something like these events, they brought back game modes that were staples. Like, they brought back Fiesta as an event, and we've had Fiesta for years, and the Forge was this big spectacle. Like, oh my God, we've got Forge, guys! Even though we've had Forge in almost every other Halo since Reach. I think 5 had it too. 4 definitely had it. So yeah, so after Reach, every Halo had Forge. So like, and even 3. Sorry, did I say Reach? Halo 3 kicked off the Forge. So I don't know what kind of smoke crap and what crack cocaine people smoke and act like Infinite wasn't that bad. They literally gaslighted people to think that these events that they were updating when they were just adding modes that should have been there at launch. I also believe Halo developed bad corporate behavior in gaming. You are correct, because they had really bad like crackdowns and rush jobs, and it's not healthy for the people. But I also feel like to a certain extent it would absolutely I do think it puts the fire to the burner for some developers to actually put effort like quickly. But I don't know.
Updated for 2 years, and they couldn't deliver on any of their promises. Like with Forge coming out in that time, it took them so long for Forge.
Yep, there it is.
Just the most basic features. They never even followed through on like split screen, for example, because it was too hard and confusing or whatever. It's such wasted potential because they did have that good start. People were finally like kind of pumping their fist. Oh, Halo might be back. This is really enjoyable. And they couldn't translate that into momentum because I guess they just all of a sudden took like a 2-year break at the office. They said, all right, job's done. Time's up. Time to clock out and go home. And
a lot of people quit and a lot of people got fired. That tells you everything you need to know.
Do nothing for the next 2 years. And obviously people kind of got bored of it when there was still nothing being added to it. It was the same thing every time. So even though now in its current state, it's much better. And from a competitive standpoint, it's amazing. Not to suck our own dicks again, but our esports team, Shopify Rebellion, we are literally the Halo World Champions. We just won the World Championship, which is the final HCS World Championship. And it was...
I would say he knows a lot more about the competitive scene than I do, so I'm not going to say much on that.
Incredibly hyped to watch this entire season. But it took so long for Halo Infinite to get to this point that most casual players have already checked out and didn't ever come back to the game because it just too little too late in their eyes. And the gaming industry is moving so fast with so many games coming out, most people aren't willing to give a second chance to a game that they dropped 2 years ago under the potential idea that maybe it's better than it was then they added more to it. So the casual audience doesn't stand behind Halo. The competitive scene may be great, but it's just they weren't able to once again have people believe in Halo. And now there's so little confidence in the 343 team, they rebranded to Halo Studios to try and, start.
I think first off, he's completely correct that, and this is why I talk about Marathon in a negative light. Like, I don't think the changes that Marathon does is going to change anything for the same reason why people did not come back to give Infinite a shot. They did improve quite a bit. I still think it has blatant issues that just doesn't make it fun. Like, it doesn't, to me, doesn't feel like real Halo. It just doesn't. Like, most of the weapons are ass or garbage and pointless, and it just feels awful. I enjoy playing older Halos because it feels like genuine Halo. But there's aspects that were really, really good, really fun, and you can have fun with it. But the mindset of the modern gamer, when you have a large pool live service games, you are competing every day, every month with something new, fresh. Like Arc Raiders has consistently held 91% of its population since launch. It grew and grew, and they've continued to hold that population because they're doing what's necessary. They're doing what's right to keep the players in the game. And the game itself is very solid at base, which is something that Halo Infinite never was. Halo Infinite never was solid at its base. And when I say solid, I don't mean like the gameplay and all that jazz. I'm talking about what it provided overall, which is something that, like I said, a lot of games flagships have lost their direction in Steam. Yeah. And I feel like Halo, the reason why I don't like Halo Infinite is that it lost its soul with 5 and it continued to lose its soul in Infinite. I thought Halo 4 was good. I'm going to call myself out. I always say I like 4, even like the multiplayer. I know I'm in the minority. But there was still some glimmer of Halo in there. But I don't think they understand what makes Halo Halo, and neither does the modern Halo fan. Call me a Bungie fan, Halo fanboy, but if you compare the excitement for those games to what we have now, it's a night and day difference, Chief.
Fresh, going to a new engine with Unreal 5, abandoning their $500 million investment in the Slipspace engine that crashed and burned for them.
Yeah.
And even with this new rebrand and everything under Halo Studios, they still find a way to squeeze defeat from the jaws of victory. Their strategy, based on all available evidence, is to remake their remakes. So they've already confirmed a Halo CE remake, which is now the second remake. This is worse than...
No. That is not correct. Listen, I told you, I know Halo. It's not, it is, one's a remaster, Halo Remastered. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, is Halo Remastered. Let me double check off my other screen because I'm pretty sure there's a difference between a remake and a remaster. Yeah. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary was a remaster of Halo Combat Evolved. Then you have the Halo Combat, remake, Combat Evolved. It is they're taking it and remaking it. Remastered is to take it and make it more pretty, and that's what they did with Halo Combat Evolved. They made it more pretty, and they may have made some minor adjustments. But overall, a remake is supposed to add something to it and add more, which we know that they are, because it's going to have sprint and all this other stuff that people did not really appreciate to find out was a thing. But apparently you can disable that, which makes no sense. Like, guys, I'm just don't click the button to run and you'll be okay. But I thought that was funny.
Fucking Skyrim re-releasing 1,000 times for every digital alarm clock and smart fridge on the planet.
It's not the same.
Remade Halo CE a while ago, and now they are remaking that remake coming up in 2026, but without
it's not the same. I'm going to keep saying this. A remake and a remaster are not the same.
Multiplayer. So it's just a worse remake. Yes, it's on a new engine and everything, and it's a big overhaul and everything, but what the fuck is the point? You've already...
And I would like to counter his argument. Listen, I'm all about fair criticism, and I'm not going to glaze where it's not necessary, because 343 or Halo Studios has done nothing to earn my glaze. But I'm a fair man. What he's not telling you is that the Halo remaster also did not add a new multiplayer. All it did was add new maps. They brought new maps to Halo Reach. That's right. Listen, Halo was my life and I played it religiously. Halo Remastered did not bring a new multiplayer, nor did it reshape the Halo 1. It literally just added new maps to Reach. In fact, I'm almost tempted to try to look on the side. So for sake of information, was the third DLC map pack released for Halo Reach. The map pack was released on November 15, 2011. I was still in high school. Actually, no, I was out of high school. Xbox Live for Microsoft points, as well as being bundled with the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary as a download code. So again, it was not even part of the remaster of Halo Combat Evolved. They're going to do firecrackers, and it's going to make me think it's gunshots. I live out in the city, and gunshots is not unnatural. So you see me jerking and freaking out. That's why. Anyways, they're playing Call of Duty out there. I'm not. But just to be fair, again, I'm not going to glaze Halo Studios or 343, whatever you want to call them, because they've done nothing for me to glaze them. However, I'm all about getting the right facts and information, especially as someone who no life played Halo. That was my baby. Halo Remastered also did not add any new multiplayer. It just added a map pack for Halo Reach, which they were fantastic maps. I love them.
Remade it once, and it's so misguided. And they are also now allegedly going to remake the Halo 2, which has already been, having a remake of its own. And they are going to be remaking Halo 3, which is the first remake there. But they're not doing new Halo. Their strategy seems to be, hey, remember our good Halo?
Again, Halo 2 was a remaster. They made it look pretty. It is not the same. Again, let's be honest. Let's be genuine here. And maybe he just does, I don't know how much, he's on the Halo Infinite, PvP, multiplayer, esports stuff, but how much he actually played in the past, I don't know, or maybe he doesn't remember. I do, because like I said, I was that nerd that was all Halo. All I could do was talk about Halo. All I did was play Halo. I showed off for my friends. We did the Easter eggs. That was my jam. I was the Halo nerd. I even read the books, the old books. I still have the First Strike book somewhere. But you got to get your information correct.
Halos, we're doing it again. That's just a very sorry approach, and it's hard for me as a huge fan of Halo to get hyped. And make no mistake, I have been a gigantic fan of Halo my whole entire fucking life. I got Xbox Live when I was 10 years old to play Halo 2 online. I love this franchise, and I hate what's happened to it. I've even been doing a Legendary Marathon again, which I've already done on stream, for my gaming channel, and I love it. Revisiting them, they still hold up so well. They're timeless classics, but I don't want to just see them constantly just like fucking like.
So if he's played them, then he should know when he plays Halo Combat Anniversary and he clicks that that's is it select or start? I think it's select. And it swaps between the classic Halo and the remastered. All it's doing is not changing gameplay, it's changing the graphics. That's a remastered, not a remake. I know I'm harping on that, but like if you played it, it's literally a function, a button you hit that changes the graphics. It's not the same. Also, I disagree with him. I love the Dead Space remaster. Actually, is it Dead Space remake or remaster? Because technically calling it a remaster wasn't correct. I mean, they did add some new small tweaks. Dead Space remaster. I'm looking. I don't. Nowhere does it say it's a remake or remaster. Anyways, it's Dead Space 2023 is what it's called. Dead Space. Anyways, my point being is, I liked the Dead Space remaster. I enjoyed Resident Evil 4 and its remaster, which I think it is a remake. It doesn't say anything about it being a remake. It just says Resident Evil 4 2023. Man, what a good year. Yeah, it is a remake of the 2004, which they did make changes. They did cut things out. They added some new content to it. So in general, Resident Evil 4, you could say was a remake. However, I liked both of them. I thought they were fine. And I think this idea, this concept that remakes are bad, I agree that they are lazy. However, I would rather have a remake of some classics than them crank out another flop. Like, to me, Halo 4 was fine. 5 and Infinite were a flop. And 3 strikes and you're out, man. But for some people, they're already out. I just don't understand. Like, I can see disliking and seeing it, the idea is, well, you're taking resources. We could have a new Halo. I think bringing some old school games that are like the Halo MCC is literally old. It's an old game. And so I'm okay with them bringing things up to the modern age that could last another 10 years. Like the MC has lasted forever. And I would even argue Halo 3 still stands pretty strong. Like it's pretty good. But I agree the problem with some people are going to have, and I would agree, is that you also need to introduce multiplayer. The bread and butter of Halo was multiplayer, and having people continue to stink around, and I say stink around because it's a stinker, Halo Infinite multiplayer, obviously no one's playing it. No one's playing it barely on console. No one's playing it on Steam. Let's be honest. It's time to either choose Halo 2 or 3. If you're not going to do one, choose one of these games. Hey, hell, do Halo Reach. Bring back that multiplayer and let's do it. Except fix the bloom. No bloom, please. Let's focus on that.
Revived from the grave like necromancy and with a new, coat of paint on it, new makeup. What the fuck is the point? Just try and make good Halos again. It's just so sad. And I know they have like an unannounced Halo multiplayer title apparently that they're working on. We don't have any info there. But we do also have info on is apparently their big investment into using AI as a crucial component to developing their upcoming Halo games, which again is a huge fucking L. It's such a shame. I was yapping about it on stream. I'm going to play those clips for you real quick and then I'll come back in and talk more about it because...
I hope that he walks us through about why it's an L. Because like I said, I am ignorant of the AI in the general scheme of outside of it screwing up, GPU and RAM prices and, taking away people's jobs. But in general, outside of just like the AI making the content, which I've seen the AI Ghibli Call of Duty emblems and they're bad. But outside of that, like what other, like, what is the AI impact for Halo?
It just hurts a lot. Again, I fucking love Halo. Like, this is a certified LeBron scream if you love Halo moment. Ah! Like, it is such an incredible, near and dear to my boners franchise that has fallen on hard times for well over a decade now. It's so sad. You see, Halo Studios might...
Someone said in chat, Final Fantasy VII has remakes and remasters. You are right. They did remaster the old school Final Fantasy VII, and you can pretty much play Final Fantasy VII on anything, including like on your phone. But they also have done a remake, which all Rebirth and all that stuff is 100% a remake, absolutely different experience, and you can play both and have a good time.
Be going all in on Gen AI. I didn't, but you did just remind me. I need to whine and complain about something I saw that I wanted to look more into, and hopefully what I read was wrong, about how Halo Studios is prioritizing remaking the original trilogy. I know they're already doing the CE remake. I've already given my fucking 2 cents on that. I don't think there's a reason to remake a game that you've already remade. I don't care if it's on a new engine. They have already, with the MCC, remade Halo CE.
No, they didn't.
Like, you don't need to do it again.
Again, I will die on this hill. No, they didn't.
And they're doing it without multiplayer, so they're literally just remaking the remake on just the single player.
Now, I will agree. I think it's kind of shitty that they're not bringing any kind of multiplayer. I would have loved to play the remake version of the multiplayer. And how hard would it be to just port that over? Like, you don't even have to balance anything. Just put in the new maps and just say, here it is. Have fun, kids.
That's useless to me. And I read that they're doing the same thing for Halo 2 and 3. Again, with the MCC, they have already remade Halo 2, kind of Anniversary Edition. They don't need to do it again. A Halo 3 remake, that is a little more understandable, but still, you already have the MCC. Why not just work on a new Halo that's good? And we can forget about, what's been happening recently. Now, I want to look it up and see if that's actually true or not, and hope it's very wrong. Because I think that is so silly. I think that is just so silly. If you want to give the Halo series to, like, PlayStation, like, get them involved, just give them the MCC. Don't waste years and years of resources and time remaking your remakes. I'm here talking about Halo Combat.
I would like to also argue that he brought up a good point about PlayStation. I'm going to go back to something I said, but I'm going to cross-apply it to PlayStation. Yes, you could just put MCC, but you're going to have people who will play it. But I think doing a brand new, like a modern day remake of a fan favorite game and bringing it up to modern, to where both Xbox, PC, and now PlayStation can both be on the same field and you could play with your friends. I think I think that's amazing. I think that's a great idea, especially since they have hemorrhaged and destroyed their player base, their community, people who like me, who have stepped away, though I always love Halo, but other people have just, they're done with the franchise. It's dead to them. They've got to bring back some life to the franchise somehow. So you need new blood, and the best way to do it is new game. And I think the same thing is what you see in Destiny 2 right now. Yes, Bungie tried doing big changes, and they tried to make a whole new saga. They tried to do X, Y, and Z to try to bring people back, and it didn't work. And it's still not working. The only solution is to make a new game. And you could say, we'll just make another Halo, which apparently that they are, but there's other teams that are working on bringing back, Halo to the modern ages, which I think is great, especially if they're going to kind of maybe redo 4 and 5 and 6. Like, this would be a perfect time to, retcon them out of existence and just say, hey, this is This is like the TV show, and it's a silver timeline, but we can call it the turd timeline that you can forget about. This is now the main timeline that continues off, from the original Halo 3 or the remake of Halo 3, and it's going to be good. Cope.
Combat Evolved remake. New multiplayer planned. We don't have any info on that. New report from Rebs Gaming indicates that there are also plans to remake both Halo 2 and 3, in addition to CE. And is this a reliable source? How reliable?
So Reb, this guy, I've reacted to him in the past. He has some ups and down takes, but generally it seems like he does have insider information.
Yesterday I confirmed Halo Studios is planning to remake the original Halo trilogy, and today I'm working on another report about Halo Studios. Is this about Gen AI then? Was that his next report? I can already just feel the writing on the wall. How did it come to this? What happened? What happened? Report, Halo Studios going all in on Gen AI. Xbox Studios hiring ML experts for Gears and Forza as well.
Wait, what?
One key aspect the developer is focusing on is generative AI. New evidence spotted by Rebs Gaming, that's who broke this one, highlights how artificial intelligence is expected to become a pillar of development for future Halo titles. Yeah! That's what we need.
Now, I did see that they hired this chick, Angelina, who has, started her own AI consultant company in 2024. And apparently there was someone else I saw a news report saying that Microsoft is forcing developers to actually work with AI or know how to work with AI. So far, any company that has no good track record using AI are red flags. Exactly.
Halo Studios has hired a new chief of staff, Angela Hesian, who previously worked as the global head of gaming safety and trust at Microsoft. However, she also started her own AI consulting company in 2024.
It's not looking good.
Halo's returning to the glory days.
There's a lot of dots. I don't think the remake itself is a red flag. That whole argument can go down the toilet, but this does concern me.
Gen AI ought to bring it back. The first thing you think of when you hear AI-generated games is high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine when you take the talent of the former 343 team and couple them with AI, what they can create. The sky's the limit. Unbelievable, man.
I mean, let's be honest. This is also the company that used the community, to make Forge maps. And that was the content for the rest of the life of Infinite. Sure, they made a couple new maps, but I would say 80% of Halo Infinite's maps are Forge maps done by someone in the community. And apparently at one point they were arguing back and forth whether they should get paid for that too. That was another drama that I missed out on. But you're talking about the company that relied heavily on their events and their big things. Hell, even the Halo 3 playlist that they did was Forge maps. Yeah. It would not surprise me if they decide to use AI. Guys, instead of paying for the community anymore to make us maps, we're just going to have AI do it.
Oh my god. Whatever, it's not like it was working for them anyway. They have been in a rough spot for a while. I can't imagine it getting worse. Whatever. Rebs Gaming is pretty reliable. He started the rumor about the CE remake. Well, he was right there. And this sounds, this is not really a rumor. That's pretty cut and dry. Yeah. It's not looking good for the.
I'm going to skip ahead.
Halo Studios developing a $500 million slipspace engine that they couldn't even figure out how to use. So I thought by just switching to an engine that they don't have to constantly like tweak and fucking titty twist on, it would save them a lot of trouble and be able to actually focus on making a good game. By the way, that $500 million Slipspace engine now retires with only one game ever being made with it.
Damn!
Fucking awesome investment. Was the engine any good? Maybe they should just release it. I don't think anyone wants to touch it. If the people who fucking made the engine couldn't even use it to develop Halo Infinite, where they had to like restart twice or whatever, I don't think anyone's gonna want to take the time to try and learn it themselves. That's because they use contractors, so they didn't have any time to learn it before they left. Oh wait, is that what happened?
If that is so true, that explains everything. Holy crap! Listen. If there's anything that has me have less faith, it's this stuff. But at the same time, again, if they just remake something that already works, like you have to do a lot to fuck up. Even if it's not like I saw people comparing like, oh, the structures aren't the same. You know what? I can get over that. Now, if it's that egregious, then I won't get over it. But if they really just completely change how it feels and plays, I'm gonna be upset. But you have to really, really fuck up.
I remember the contractor fiasco. I didn't know it was engine related, where they just basically bounced without ever teaching them. I didn't know that. Remember how I said adding Team Slayer was a difficult task and might take some time after release? I don't remember that. I just remember how the multiplayer came out. I actually had like a lot of fun with it for couple weeks, and then I finished everything the multiplayer had to offer, and then for 2 years after that, it stayed exactly the same with nothing in it.
Yep, that's exactly
like 6 maps and nothing else in 3 game modes. They couldn't get Forge out in time. They still never even followed through on the split screen or anything.
No.
Oh man.
Didn't they say at one point that they would also add stuff to the PvE stuff? Like, didn't they say that? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting I think I'm getting Blizzard and Overwatch mixed up, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was both.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Didn't Glitchers find a way to do split screen because they couldn't do it? Yeah,
that's right.
Eventually, the community found a way to brute force it.
That's right. That's right.
No, it makes me salty. I just, especially after replaying the good Halos, I just wish it could somehow get back to that former glory. That's all.
Oh, he said good Halos. Ooh. Ooh. Don't let a modern Halo fan hear you say that. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
I just hate to see what's happened to this. Now, I fully recognize there are people out there that are excited about remaking the original trilogy again. I just am not one of them. I really can't fathom why you would be excited about that. They have already remade CE once. They have already...
Because they didn't remake it. They remastered it. If they do a true remake, like Dead Space... Dead Space is not a good count. Resident Evil, where they did remove content, but they also added some, so it wasn't that big. It was noticeable, not big of a deal. But at the same time, like, I would like to be able to run a newer game with, some new bells and whistles. I do think the biggest thing that kind of hurts it and the excitement is that there's no PvP. It'd be really cool to go back to the old classic Halo PvP in the maps. Like, you could go and play, but like, let's be honest, the player population for MCC is so low that you're not guaranteed to get to play what you want for old Halo. Like, it's not guaranteed. It's just random if you're lucky if people are playing.
Done a upgrade to Halo 2 once as well. Why do it again? Like, I don't care that it's a new engine. It's still the same experience. Like, I don't care if it's prettier and whatever. In fact, I prefer the old look of those games. I like
That's fair.
The originals. I don't need them remade and then remade again. I would much rather Halo go forward as opposed to just staying in the past for all of these, like, nostalgia trip moments. Like, you remember this? Well, check it out now with ray tracing. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Just try and make a good Halo again. That's what I really want. And I truly don't understand the decision to remake CE and then not include multiplayer. That
true.
Is actually like a crazy, stupid idea.
It's the same.
that is an indefensible notion. I do not get that whatsoever. But again, maybe the multiplayer Halo they're working on will save all of it. I just don't have any confidence in them to. I really don't. This feels like they are completely directionless and just stuck trying to recreate the magic of the past. And not even recreate it. They're not even really trying to do that. They're just trying to once again show you the magic of the past made by people that don't work at the current studio that's showing you it. So like I just think there's so little to be excited about with that direct.
I mean, he's not wrong because it's other people's. I don't think it's the main team that's working on this Halo. So he's not wrong, which is probably where some of the AI comes in. But I'm going to be brutally honest. If I do want these to be, if these are remakes, I would love a Halo 3 remake. I don't care what he says. Having that in they've got to bring the PvP. I don't care if they're making a new PvP. I want some Halo 3 PvP that has a large player population. Bring back the ranks. Let me grind. Let me see if I can turn my old Halo head back on and come back to the glory days of Halo 3.
And I know I already addressed this on stream. I've seen the cope where people are saying this is to introduce a new generation of Halo to get them excited about it on like PlayStation and everything. Okay, great. Give them the MCC. That is the whole point of the MCC. Why would you waste all this time and money doing this for that? You already have the MCC. Give them that. I don't like it. I do not like the green eggs and ham here. And I really, 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 really don't like the Gen AI enthusiasm that's reportedly present here at Microsoft and Halo Studios for their upcoming Halo titles. They were already slop before AI was introduced. I can only imagine how much worse it will get with that.
Again, he's not pointing out the some of the stuff that I talk about. The fact that they relied heavily on the forgers, the community, to make content for this game and keep it alive. Like, let's be 100% here. Halo Infinite lasted longer than a couple of months, even a year, because the community kept it alive. That's just the reality.
Like, again, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it's looking like it can. If they are truly going all in on Gen AI for Halo games coming up, there is just no hope. So yeah, I've been yapping about this for a bit now, I know. But I just really love this franchise and really hate what's happened to it. And it's not looking like there's any greener pastures coming up or anything like really shining bright in the future with Halo Studios here at the helm. But I guess maybe the multiplayer game might have some potential. I don't know. I can't believe I'm still latching on to Hopium here, but I just had to whine about it a little bit more. That's really about it. So yeah.
I agreed on the other half of the video. I just can't, like, I feel like it's definitely a personal choice. And let's be honest, it's very subjective, very personal choice whether you want to play a remake. And it is a remake. There's no personal choice on saying, oh, it's, they've remade it multiple times. No, they've only done a remasters, which is you can literally hit a button on Halo 2 and Halo 1 where it changes the graphical design. That is a remaster. A remake is it's supposed to be a transformative of the game, which we've seen Resident Evil 4, and it was not the one-for-one copy, even though a lot of it generally keeps the same vibes, but they definitely did change and improve upon it and made it even better than the original. While some parts were left behind, which you could say that there was definitely some good stuff from the original left behind that were good. Like, I'm not saying I personally like the remake of Resident Evil 4. I think I'm going to enjoy Halo, but I probably will think that the original is better, and that's fine. But I am still excited to play a remake of these games that have been kind of lost to time, because here's the thing, they're like Charlie and me are willing to go back in time and play other games. We're willing to go back, but that's not true for your modern gamer. Modern gamers want to play modern games. There's a reason why there's such a drift, a disconnect from people who think Halo Infinite and 5 are the best games in the series, yet they refuse to go play or don't want to play the older games because they're not modern. Well, you take the past, make it modern. Well, there you go. Now they can have that flavor. So, and I do think it's good because just because you put MCC over on PlayStation, again, it's an older game. People have that mindset. It's an older game. Why should I play that? Even though purists don't like Sprint on Halo, I've been playing since Halo 2. I don't like Sprint when it for overall. Like, I like Sprint and Reach because it was limited and it didn't drive the map design. I'm going to be honest. I also didn't like Halo Infinite for all the items and the grapple and all the other bullshit. It felt less Halo and way too gimmicky for me. Like, I think Halo Reach and Halo 3 were like the best multiplayers. Halo Reach was great with, you know, the little abilities, but they weren't obnoxious and they didn't break. It felt like even the jetpack was limited in what you can do. But I thought Halo 3 with the item pickups, similar to Halo Infinite, but they were even less egregious in my opinion, except for the bubble. The bubble, you like some fun moments there. I mean, I don't know. I'm still excited, but I am worried about the future of Halo overall because you have to really, really fuck up to make something that's already made worse. But I'm more concerned about the future. Once they've done Halo 1 and 2 and 3 and maybe even Reach, like what the future of Halo? That's what I'm getting at. Like, holy. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Hey, Reach was peak. Reach PvP was amazing. I still think Halo 3 was the best, but I have fond moments playing SWAT and zombie infection in Halo Reach. Like, really good time. Anyways, hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. The link to the video will be there. I'll see you guys in the next one.